Hey, welcome everyone to Film Club. Don't know what episode it is, but this is a weekly live stream where two film nerds get to geek out and make a safe place for us to talk about movies. I'm your host,
Movies.
Zach. This is my boy, Kenny Sparks. What's up?
What it is, folks? I am. All right, you look dumbfounded. I'm good, man. How are you? I am live from the 215, as they say. I'm.
Are you from
I'm
Tula?
yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I'm good, man. I'm good. Sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. We started right, and then we started, and now we started. So, yeah, man. I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing really, really good. I had a solid day. I had a good nerdy conversation earlier. One of my friends is reading X-Men from the beginning and the
Like
comics
from
and
from beginning.
beginning, yeah, first issue.
Wow.
He's skipping certain sagas because some of them are a little too old, but
hmm
he's hitting the major ones, and he just got to House of M. We had a really good conversation about that.
He just got the House of M.
Yeah,
Like the crazy part, like that's what. By the time he gets to House of M, that's 30 years of 30 years of X-Men.
yeah.
Damn,
Also,
that's
he
that's a
met
lot.
Chris Claremont, which
Oh,
was
that's
really
the goat.
cool. And they had like a deep discussion about X-Men and how he wants to see Storm, but also how he is pissed about that white Black Panther in the alternate universe in Marvel Knights.
Did who Claremont or your friend?
Claremont. He's very, very pissed about this.
That's good. He should be pissed because everyone should be pissed. Although I have different thoughts about that than others.
I do too. Let's quickly get into it before we get to our main topic.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, my other thoughts about it are, long story short, because it's a multiverse story and it's a one shot. I don't care. Like, so here's the thing: I'm not interested in reading it, but I don't care that it exists. The only damaging part of it is it giving um, ammunition to those people who are obviously not what's a phrase I'm looking for? They're intellectually dishonest about
Hmm.
why Black Panther actually matters. So
Yeah.
that they oh well, race swapping. Why can't Jake Gyllenhaal play? It was like, well, those see now you fed those niggas, right? So I don't want to feed them, right? So I
Yeah.
think that from that perspective, it's a little, you know what I'm saying. But other than that, I don't really care. Like I'm never going to read it. I'm never going to engage with it, right? And because it's not a T'Challa because it's not a Black Panther that's in the 616, I can easily ignore it and never care about it again in my life, right? That those are my thoughts on it. What about you?
I agree on terms of like it's not even in the ultimate universe, which is like kind of main timeline adjacent, right? Like they just brought that bad boy back, and like I just don't I don't care if this was current age T'Challa knocked up a snow bunny, has a white child. Now that man is trying to be current 616 or Ultimate Universe Black Panther. Then I would have a huge problem. But this is Marvel
Mhm.
Knights. This is like a one that nobody cares really about this. They'll pick what they want and pick what they want to read and all of that. So, bleh.
Mhm.
I don't care about this stuff. I think people are overreacting, but I do understand that everyone wants to make think pieces these days. So that's
Yeah,
why that's happening.
I think
Uh,
that. Sorry, I'm looking. What I'm looking around for, I just found. Um. Oh, Jesus! All right now,
please don't fall on stream.
I'm not. I don't want to give.
What's going on? What's happening? Are you trying to
This
beat
one
me
ain't got
up?
no batteries in. Ain't got no batteries in it. Just go on, just go on. But no, yeah,
Okay.
I think that some people are overreacting. Like, so
Yeah.
here's what I
I think you muted yourself, my guy.
bet. Here's what I've learned about the internet. There are people who are actually mad about things, and there are people who find out that there's profit in being mad about things, and now they'll be mad about things for like 6 and 5, right? There are people who are, I'm not actually that mad about it, but because being outraged about it will bring me some attention, now I'll be more outraged about it than otherwise, right?
And TJ brought up a really great point that extends on what you're saying. So the people who are overreacting on that storyline probably haven't read the comic and also don't even know the full context of it,
Right.
right? Like I've seen a lot of takes that are completely wrong. Because as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, let me look into it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is not that bad. Like this is years into the future. It's post-apocalyptic. It's a different T'Challa from a different multiverse, and he adopted a white kid. And then because of the way he was acting as he was aging up, he's having a moment and being an a-hole to T'Challa. It's an interesting storyline. I'm not gonna read it,
Yeah.
but I don't hate it because it's like okay, like
You know, I hate it
it's
because it
not that
exists.
bad.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Give me one
But
second.
tonight, huh? What
Give me
happened?
1 second. I'm gonna let you go solo dolo just so I can fix something real quick. I'll be right back.
Gotcha. So, tonight we are going to be talking about Ballerina. We're going to break down how we feel about the film, non spoilery thoughts about how we feel about the film, the structure of the film, the performances, the amazing action. And then we're going to break down why we think this movie's flopping and how this movie flopping affects the rest of these spin offs that have been rumored and kind of announced for John Wick, and how this might even affect John Wick 5. So I guess I'm gonna go first because my boy Kenny is not here. So we're gonna start the ballerina discussion. You dig? So yeah, ballerina. My full in-depth thoughts is on my channel. I did a review for it. Go check it out if you want my full in-depth thoughts. But overall, I really had a great time with this film. I actually love this film. I think Anna de Armas was the perfect person to also hold the mantle within the John Wick universe as a character and a lead character. I think she did a great job of not only doing the physicality, but also making sure she felt different from Keanu Reeves and didn't feel like they were trying to copy and paste and make her the female Keanu Reeves, female John Wick. She had her own personality traits and different things that we saw from the John Wick films. Second of all, I think the action is some of the best action that we've gotten in some action movies, period. Like, there's certain scenes in here that I was like, whoa, that can't be real. That gotta be CGI. And it weren't. Because of her smaller stature and the fact that she's quicker and she can be overpowered easier, they did a really good job of making the action very, very different. So I really enjoyed Ballerina a lot. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. And also, it has that thing that you love from John Wick, right? It looks amazing. Because a lot of action movies kind of look dull. The John Wick movies always look great, and Ballerina follows in the footsteps. He's back! He's back and he's black.
Yeah. I concur with everything you said. Also, thanks for everybody for coming in. But yeah, so I concur with everything you said. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed this film for a lot of reasons, but my main reason why I enjoyed Ballerina is because it was not a John Wick clone, right? It wasn't a female John Wick where she was just as badass, just as skilled, just as uh, um, experienced as he was, right? And at no
Mm-hmm.
point did you feel like, oh, she's just like trying, she's just, I hate even bringing this term to our stream. She's just like a Mary Sue, like she could just do whatever because of what,
Mm,
right? And she
yeah.
wasn't that. She was none of that, right? You get to see her go from a little girl to being trained to her being able to go on her first mission, right? Where she got her ass kicked in her first mission, but you know, she learned from that. And then you get to see her go on this subsequent missions and things like that, right? So the entire first half of the movie is us building up this character and seeing how she struggled through the beginning stages of this, right? And then the second half of the movie kind of pays some of that growth off, but also still doesn't make her Neo in the Matrix, where she can do no wrong, right? There's a lot of parts where she gets hit, she gets stabbed, she gets shot, she gets everything that's coming to her, and even in her encounter with John Wick, it wasn't something that was. unbelievable. Where it made me like cringe, where it was like, oh, she's on equal playing field with John Wick, because of course she not. Like she just got here basically in this story. Like she just started out her career. They really showed like 17 different times where he could have killed her, but decided not to. But because of that, it's like, okay, you're a believable character who I can invest in. And the second part of that movie, bro, she spent the entire time on what I'll call Assassin Mountain, right? Murder Mountain. And that entire second half was amazing. Like I did not think we would spend as much time on Murder Mountain that we did, but it's essentially the entire second half of the movie. And it's incredible. Like the fights where the flame off, when she was having a flame off football, and they was going back and forth with the flame off. Now she was wilding because there was a few times where she could have just put out a gun and shot him, but they had too much pride. They was trying to win the flame off, right? She because a couple times she bow, like a couple people when they were coming at her with the flamethrower, but with him we flaming, right? You gonna catch a bullet. We flame on, right? We human torch out here. So that entire sequence was awesome. The only issue I have with the movie is in the late stages they try to introduce some kind of like familial ties that were it added nothing to the movie in my opinion, because it was here today and gone tomorrow. Actually, here today and gone in a couple hours. So it just didn't really help the story at all. And honestly, I think it kind of like slowed it down. Maybe that's what they wanted to do, was slow it down, but they could have chose a better way. But overall, I left my theater a happy individual. I was so happy. I would love to see a sequel. Because of the box office, we don't know if it's going to happen. But yeah, those are kind of like my thoughts on it, man. So, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. Assassin Mountain is an amazing way to say that, because that's exactly what it was, and I've never seen anything like that before
no,
in a
same.
movie. It was dope. It was kind of like, one location action films like The Raid,
Yep.
where they're trying to make their way through somewhere, but just it felt more like it had more stakes, because it just felt
Hmm.
overwhelming for her. I feel like it would have felt overwhelming for John Wick.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, let's get to some of our comments real quick.
Yeah.
Is head through this. You're what's up, User Skills? How you doing, man? Also, did we say hi to we said what up, Ace? What's good, bro?
Ace, what's up? Hold
Collective
on, didn't
Movie
Ace
Man.
just get to 2,000 subscribers
He did. He
or
got to 2000
past
last
that?
week. He got to 2000
Yeah.
last week. Let's go. 2000,
My
2000
guy.
watts, 8 ohms. Anyway, that's Michael Jackson for y'all young folk. Hey, Collective Movie Man. I meant to click on underrated for this for
He's talking about the
Ballerina.
poll.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah. What's up, TJ? How you doing,
Yeah.
man? I hope you didn't get stumped by Godzilla. That's an inside joke. Um, I don't know why the movie didn't do that well. I thought it was a really good movie. I do as well, but and we're going to talk about why it may not have
Yeah.
done as well in a little bit. I won't be in here for too long. I'm watching The Lord of the Rings, Two Towers on 4K Steelbook. I got last month.
Boo! Boring ass movie. I'm joking.
Hey, and then he says hi to you. How dare you? Shame upon you. Shame upon your life. Um, Shame upon your goat. You're no spoilers for Ballerina, right? Well, yeah, we're going to try to keep it as spoiler free as possible. We're going to
Yeah.
try to do that. What up? What up, family? The
Yeah.
Heartbeat family, the Mod family. What up? Uh,
Congrats to them. Their ballerina review is almost at 900 views. They're
yo, that's what's
creeping
up.
up to 1,000.
Yo, so y'all in the chat, go to their channel after the stream, preferably, and check out their video and help them get to 1,000 views on
Yeah, man.
their ballerina review. That would be awesome. The people who are overreacting on the storyline probably yeah, we read that one. Yep, yep, yep. All right, have a good one, you as well, buddy. Zach, what up? Just came to drop a like. I haven't seen it yet. Word,
Thank you,
appreciate you
Brandy.
coming through, man. Collector, what what up? People saying hi to each other, love it. Ballerina, CC Clemens. I think it's her. It's tied with her favorite movie of the year, which I
Yeah, it's top three
predicted.
for her.
I
Yeah.
predicted. So
She
I
was
was
like, "Am
like,
I gonna like it?" And I'm like, "You're going to love this.
"This is a
We know you,
this
CC."
is a CC special." Yep. Sean Kenny, great last name. Love Ballerina because it was different in structure and the accents seemed more unique and creative. I love how they told her to cheat. Yo, that part when it was like, yo,
Yeah.
cheat. Like, what you doing? You're 123 pounds soaking wet. Like, why are you trying to go head
I
to
got
head?
literal chills when she said "fight like a girl." I was like, "That's the first time I've seen that used in a
Mm-hmm.
movie, and it felt dope."
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I love how they told her to cheat, etc., to make up for her lack of skill and shortcomings. Yeah, yeah. If you in a fight, you're trying to survive.
Especially
Eve,
a death fight like this.
yeah, for sure. Eve is a great addition to the franchise. I don't care what anyone says. I agree,
Agree.
1000%
Agree.
agree. Assassin Mountain was crazy, sure as hell was. Really enjoyed Ballerina, same. Movie was legitimately 90 minutes of insane action out of 2 hours. I said it reminded me of GoldenEye, a Hitman video game, just dropping in a new arena, wiping it out, and making it to the head boss. Yo, I
Mm-hmm.
actually thought during this movie, this is a great video game. This
Yeah,
this
me too.
this is an awesome video game, and I would have loved to have played it.
The fact that we haven't got a proper John Wick like third person or first person video game yet is insane.
They leaving money on the table. Don't worry, Kenny. The ghost of King Von saved the city. That's wild. If y'all don't know, there's a comic book out called Godzilla versus Chicago. Um,
That's crazy.
it's part of like a Godzilla versus United States series. They're all like one shots. So I just
Mm.
happened to see Godzilla versus Chicago in the comic book store yesterday, as well as Godzilla versus LA. It's crazy. I hope he doesn't come to Philly. But well, they're probably not going to do Godzilla versus New York because they always do that. But
Yeah,
you never know.
you
I
never know.
see you trying to go to sleep early with that Lord of the Rings. I put that NyQuil on myself when I'm trying to get knocked out. That's hilarious.
My guy.
Um, yeah, I knew from the announcement it wasn't going to perform well. I hoped it would. Lo and behold, yep. Truly appreciate y'all. We appreciate you. 100%. Y'all was right. We know CC. Uh, People saying hi to each other.
That's
Thickzilla
a
versus
crazy
Chicago.
image.
He was thick in that drawing too. He was thickening it up. He was a
What is
thick boy.
happening?
He
What
was
is
a
going on?
he was a thick a thick lizard.
What
Anyway.
the hell is going on?
Yo, what up, Dello Movies? Happy to have you
What's up,
here,
Dal?
man. What up, OG? Uh, don't haven't seen Ballerina yet. Feel you. We're not going to spoil it, but yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about its lack of success and how we thought
Yeah,
about it. What we
yeah.
thought about it. CC people laughing. Yo, what up? What up,
Your
Clay?
Clay.
Yer. Every time you say Murder Mountain, I think Mads Mikkelsen.
Uh,
Oh, I
have
haven't
you
seen
seen
it.
Polar?
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Good movie. Good action movie.
I'm a polar virgin. I haven't
BBL
seen it.
Zilla is crazy.
Is wild. That is a
That's wild.
wild phraseology. Um,
Phraseology is an amazing word. Okay. So, question. We've talked about how much we liked it. My next question I had was it a worthy spinoff? Was it worth the time for them to do a spinoff on this? Do you think so, Kenny?
yes. Because from a business standpoint, maybe they don't think so, but
Hmm.
from a artistic standpoint and an entertainment standpoint, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you make art that nobody sees. Sometimes you make good product, good art, good everything that people just are not going to see. And it's a shame
Yeah.
that they don't see it, but at the same time, people are happy that it exists, right? So there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with doing that. But I'm sure some penny pinchers in the accounting room is like, damn, we did not get back what we thought we would get back from this.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like I wanted them to do spin-offs of these characters.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more interesting if and they are doing some of this, but I think it would have been a lot more interesting if they would have just started out with spin-offs of characters we already met who the crowd has said we want these characters. I think about the guy with the dog from John Wick Chapter 4.
Yeah,
He was awesome. His whole
the
set was awesome.
tracker.
The tracker,
Yeah,
yeah, he was great. I know that they're doing one with the blind man in John Wick 4. So we got those bases covered. I know we're doing one with the daughter of the club owner, the Asian club owner dude. So
yeah,
we got that covered. I think we would have been more people would have been more inclined to go pay for those than someone who they've never met before, right? She's
yeah,
the only of these people who are having spin-offs that doesn't have any cachet already with the audience. So
yeah.
I think that might have been a part of why it didn't do as well, besides other factors too.
Yeah, and I was gonna save this conversation for later, but since you're getting into it, right? I have
Mhm.
some rumored and mostly confirmed spin-offs that they were planning for after Ballerina, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna name them off and let me know because of the lack of success of Ballerina. Because I want to say this first off, right? Like box office failure does not compute quality of film, and I think a lot of people are messing
Right.
that up, right? I want
Yep.
I want to say that just because a movie failed at the box office doesn't mean the movie was bad. A movie can
Right.
be bad and fail at the box office, or a movie can
Mhm.
be bad and do great at the box office.
Yep.
It's just about interest and if people are interested in going to the theaters to go check it out. And unfortunately, a lot of people have not been. And we're going to talk about
Mhm.
many factors that lead into that. But because of the failures here, I'm going to name some spin-offs that I've seen the creators and the people who are involved in John Wick talk about, and you let me know if you think this is dead because of this movie's happening and not doing well,
Yeah.
or you think it still has a chance.
Okay.
So first off, I want to start with Continental season 2,
Dead in the water.
Dead
First
in
of
the
all,
Water.
when the show rather came out, it got bad word of mouth, and
Mm-hmm.
there is bad word of mouth, and then there's bad word of mouth met with silence. I have not heard. Remember when we were talking before this stream, I was like, yeah, you were talking about like, yeah, it has two spinoffs. I was like, what's the other one? The Continental. I completely forgot that existed. So yeah, Continental season two is probably dead in the water for sure.
Yeah. And then after that, I have another one that was good. The John Wick prequel anime. I think you
Um,
muted yourself.
are,
Oh, there you go. You're good.
are they already in production with that?
It has been talked about, but they haven't said anything about production.
I think because it is John Wick, they're likely to go ahead with it. Because it's focusing on the character that we came to see, so to speak. Yeah, so I think they will probably
Mm.
go forward with it. And it probably cost a lot less money than the feature film.
Yeah, and if it's gonna be animated, it's gonna be a lot easier.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a high table TV series. Oh, you're muted again.
Am I?
Okay. There's supposed to be a high table TV series that is kind of a sequel to John Wick 4.
I do not care. Well, personally, I don't care. So, but I don't speak for everybody. I don't think so. I don't think it's happened.
You
Uh,
don't think it's happening?
it depends on how far they are into production.
Mm.
And but no, I don't see that being something that they want to invest in because yet again we're talking about. I know there's probably some returning characters from the high table, but for the most part, it's like it would be like putting out a Star Wars movie, like episode one, two, or three, and Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker were not a part of it, and we're just doing what's happening in the Senate. Now,
Mm.
if you want to do that, great, but it has to be called something else. But that's not what we're here for. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
are an adjacent part of this world. You're not the main character, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I feel about it. Other people may feel differently.
I agree with you. I think because of the Continental not doing well, so they already have a TV show spinoff without John Wick not doing well, and then another
Mhm.
movie that people actually like not doing well. I can see them now. You see how like the ballerina, we got introduced to ballerinas in John Wick 3 at least, like, so we
Yeah.
had kind of had the concept of it. We
Hmm.
haven't seen any high table people other than the one that's dead from John Wick 4.
That's right. Yeah.
So for them to introduce a whole bunch of people in a show and not in a movie with John Wick, I think that's not a good idea. Especially
Yeah.
since it seems like people are not super interested in John Wick-less stuff that much.
Hmm.
And the last thing, and this one I think is super dead because of this movie not doing well financially, is the Halle Berry Sophia spinoff that was actually supposed to be made before this movie was supposed to be made. They wanted to do that first, but Halle Berry couldn't get it done right away. Yeah, I think it's done.
Can I just say
Yeah,
we appreciate Halle Berry. When the last time she led a movie that people were like, "Oh, I gotta go see that."
yeah. Her movie star quality, not quality, her movie star and fandom has dropped dramatic, like
Yeah.
a lot.
Like willing to invest money in like getting a ticket from the people. Like we go see everything, but from
Yeah,
like the regular general
the
audience,
casuals.
I don't see it.
Yeah,
Yeah. We do have some more comments and some
yeah.
a question from Sean Kenny in here. Let's get to those real quick.
Let's get into it. Yeah.
But I think we skipped one actually. Benjamin says, "Oh yeah, said what's up? What's up? Definitely more worthy than the Continental show. Got you. Yeah, 100%. I love to see a spinoff of the Tracker and the Club
Yeah,
Owner's Dog. Same, 100%.
yeah,
Like, and because another part of this, which and I won't go too long on this, is another part of the Halle Berry thing is you mentioned that she was in line to get a sequel or a spinoff. I
yeah,
forgot about her character, not entirely, but it's been a while since
yeah.
because when
In
did
the third
John Wick
movie,
Chapter 3 come out? That must have been 7 years ago.
I got you right now. Google.
Appreciate you.
It came out in 2019, so yeah, six years.
Yeah. Thing is, like, just because a movie fails at the box office doesn't mean it's bad. That's not
Yeah,
always the case. That's
Furiosa,
something
man. I say
that
that all the time.
exactly. And then we on the other opposite end of that coin is the Transformers movies that were doing billions of dollars, right? I'm not talking about the first one. I kind of like the second one. I like the second half of the third one. But once they start getting to not Sean Connery, but
Mark
uh,
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, and those were making $1 billion too. Woo! They were bad.
Yeah.
Sean Kenny has a question for us. It says, question for both you guys, since you said you both liked the movie. Do you find watching so many movies being on YouTube has made you more critical of the way you describe and rate movies? That's the first half of it. The second half is my critic brain would rate Ballerina a 6.5 out of 10, but the movie fan brain would give it an 8 or 9 because it was so damn fun. And isn't that why we see movies? Just curious. Thanks for the live as usual. Zach, I'm gonna let you go first. What do you think about this? Also, first of all, that's
So
a great question. I love this question.
great question. Love this question. More questions like, well, I love that you guys all ask us questions, but more questions like this, challenges.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, so I've been accused of rating movies too easily. Like I love everything, which is obviously not true.
Mhm.
I can see the good in things that maybe not be the greatest thing ever, right?
Yeah.
I also review movies based on the intent. I don't have a strict rubric. Your cinematography has to be this way, and your editing has to be this way. And if there's any
Mhm.
mistakes, then I've got to drop points. It's about the intent of the movie, and if you executed the intent and went above and beyond, that's where I'm gonna give you a high grade, right?
Yeah.
And I think with like Ballerina, when I look at the intent of the film, the intent was to introduce this new character to me and make me like them. I love Eve, right? And I
Mhm.
love Anna de Mars as the character.
Yep.
Give me some badass, crazy action. They absolutely did that and gave us some of the coolest action scenes I've ever seen.
Mhm.
And just have me entertained in a movie for 2 hours straight without like looking at my watch, looking at my phone, wondering when the movie's over. I was just fully invested in the film. And I obviously after I finished the film, there was like, okay, well, this was a little this and this a little that, but I don't let that stuff bring down my review because the overall package did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, for me, it's been an interesting journey for me in term not in terms of like I don't think I've become more critical of movies since I've become a YouTuber and I guess you could say a critic because I mean, guys, if you make a video talking about a film, you are a critic whether you want to admit it or not. You just
Yeah,
may not be as you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
but for me, I don't think I've. Is that a CM Punk Chicago Godzilla thing? Anyway, I don't. I have ADHD on. I get distracted, but I don't think that I have become more critical. I think what's happened is I have had a more internal debate over how I rank movies in my year to year
Mm,
ranking. Right. So, for example, right. I thoroughly like. There was a last year. It was Alien Romulus. It did make my
mm,
top 10, but I had a long debate internally about whether or not it belonged to be in the top 10 because there were movies like uh, is the Empire of the Snow? No, that's not what it was called.
no.
Oh,
Memoir of the Snail.
no, not that one. The
No.
Snow one.
Oh, Society of Snow.
Society
Society
of
of Snow.
Snow, right? Society of Snow and Alien Romulus. I feel like in my film brain, Society of Snow is a much better made film, right?
Mm,
It's a much more impactful, not even impactful, but it's as far as film, the craftsmanship
yeah.
of film, it's a
Yeah.
better made film. I would watch Alien Romulus 36 more times before I ever watched Society of Snow. And
Yeah.
I had a much better time. I had a
Yeah.
great time. This is a well made film. Alien Romulus is also a well made film. But
Yeah.
this is like, this is art. This is fun, but fun can also be art. So I have these internal debates about where I'm putting things all the time, right? I even had an internal debate. I'm sorry, I'm filibustering. Last thing was I had an internal debate about where I was going to put Wallace and Gromit from earlier this year because the animation was so amazing. And Wallace and Gromit has their own reputation of being amazing. But then at the same time, the more as the year goes on, I like movies that maybe not as technically well made as Wallace and Gromit a lot more. So it it is like it's the film versus yo, I had an amazing time. Like which one do
Yeah.
you value more? And it changes with me from day to day. So
Yeah.
yes.
And it also depends on like what you're looking for in film. Some people just want that escape. Some people want to be challenged intellectually. I know me and you personally, we like to be put in other people's shoes. That's like a big thing for us. So if a film can put us in someone else's shoes that we can't experience that life, that movie gets a higher rating, especially if they execute it well. So it
Yeah.
just depends on your personal like what you like,
Mm-hmm.
um, and what the movie is executed. So I think that there's no wrong way,
Yeah.
unless you're just ignorant. Then
Right.
most people.
Yeah. Yeah. And also I don't think for me and you, we don't go into movies like when I go to the movies, I just want to have a good time. And if I don't have a
Yeah,
good time, that's because I didn't have a good time. I'm not going with my checklist of what makes this movie good. Right. If I happen to
yeah,
notice, then I will notice. And if I don't notice anything good, then I'll say that too. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
kind of the approach I want to stay in. I'll be right back. I gotta close the door because my wife is watching anime very loud.
Got you. TJ said, I think Ballerina is failing due to multiple things: weak marketing, competition in theaters, the cost of going to movies is way too expensive. So, since TJ brought this up, and this is part of the topic and part of the Ballerina breakdown, let's get into that, and then we'll get back into the comments as well. So keep the comments coming. We're coming to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have some things I want to throw at you. We're going to be talking about the box office because we're talking about it's failing, but we have to tell the people why we think it's failing, right? So the budget for Ballerina was 90 million, which is not too bad. Under
Yeah.
$100 million budget is
Yeah.
not terrible. It was rejected to go 35 to 40, and that was low. But unfortunately, it went 25 million,
Yikes.
right? So it went under projections, and with it having so much competition, Lilo and Stitch beat it out. Mission Impossible still out. Bring Her Back did better than people expected to for that small budget. And then we have How to Train Your Dragon, The Materialist, and The Life of Chuck all coming out this Friday. It's really going to hurt the film, especially since we have other films from early in the year still in the top 10 of the box office and people still going to see them.
Right.
So for it to have legs, it's going to be tough for this film. And to just compare it, why people are saying this is like a flop is that John Wick 1 budget was $20 million and it made $87 million in total, right? John Wick 2 budget was $40 million and it made $171 million. And people don't think that this movie is going to get there. You're trying to switch it for me. We're trying some new stuff, guys. It's gonna be some technical errors till we figure it out.
Yep.
John Wick 3 made $326 million on a $75 million budget, and John Wick 4 made $425 million on a $100 million budget. So the budget for Ballerina is just shy of what John Wick 4 is, but it's making so much less. And the reason why we haven't immediately got a John Wick 5 and the reason why we immediately haven't gotten the spin-offs right away is because John Wick 4 didn't do what they expected to do, right? They expected, because they spent so much more money on it, that it was supposed to do way better than John Wick 3 when it did moderately better than John Wick 3. They wanted more of a $500, $550, $600 million film because of all the hype and the praise, and they expected all the momentum from the third film in the franchise in total to make that movie gangbusters, right? Like some people were predicting at the beginning of the year that film came out that John Wick 4 was going to make $1 billion, which is kind of crazy in retrospect. But for Ballerina to come in a place where like it's making only a little bit more than John Wick 1, which has a way less like budget, it's not looking good, and that's why we think it's gonna hurt the chances for spin-offs and John Wick 5 and all the rest of the stuff that they were planning, because now you see Keanu Reeves saying, "Oh, I don't think I want to come back," and now you're seeing Charles Zalski somebody. I don't even know how to figure out how to bring Jaha back. Before this movie came out, it was kind of like, no, we're doing John Wick 5. Now it's kind of like we don't really know how to do it in the story. So I do think that this is going to affect the franchise overall, and the fact that it's not doing as well as the other films that has John Wick in it is telling about what's going to happen to the rest of the spinoffs.
Yeah.
I think you muted my guy.
Am I?
Oh, there you go.
Am I?
I couldn't hear you just now. I don't know why.
Am I back? I'm back. So yeah. I can't disagree with that. Those are the numbers, right? So I would hope that they would still try. Actually, because I'm lying right now. I don't think John Wick 5 is a good idea in general. And the reason why I don't think it's a good idea is because John Wick Chapter 4 closed that chapter in such a finite and well-received way that no one was like, they killed John Wick. Like, no one was upset about that, right? And if you bring him back, you can't kill him again, right? It's like, you can't just, like,
It's not Dragon Ball Z.
Right, like that death was well done, right? And that chapter's closed. So if you bring him back and you can kill him again, it has much less impact than the first time it happened. Now you're questioning, like, you would have to see him lose his head, literally, like for us to question whether or not he was dead. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to see that on the screen, right? So that's kind of why I don't think you should mess with it, because it becomes kind of like a Matrix 4 situation where it's like, hey, which funnily enough also stars Keanu Reeves, which is like, you guys went back to the well one too many times, and now we're in a situation where we have to ignore this, like we ignore Rocky 5, right? Like we ignore Zoolander 2, like we ignore Coming to America. My God, right? So we don't want to go back to that well too many times.
Gotcha. So I have a couple of different things because TJ brought up the marketing and everything what went wrong. I have a few things, a list of things. I'm gonna name them off. You tell me how you feel and like a factor of why you think this could have affected the film. Right? What went wrong with the marketing of the film? Because that's
Hmm.
why the box office is low. The marketing. It's not because
Yeah.
of the quality of the film. So the first thing I gotta say is the title of the film is unappealing and confusing. How do you feel about that?
Um. So I don't know if that's the case. For me personally, I feel like more people are. So I'll speak for myself. I forgot that From the World of John Wick was in the title. All I knew was Ballerina. Now, if I'm someone who doesn't follow John Wick or follow movie news as much as everybody else, and I'm like, all I know is Ballerina. Oh, what's that Ballerina thing? Okay. So you have two competing things. You have one, who's she, and then you also have two, why is she coming from there? Like, so you're getting it from both sides, basically.
Yeah.
So therefore, you have to make the trailer and the marketing much better than it was.
Yeah. And then also I have, and I don't think anyone's talking about this in these breakdowns. Maybe Anna de Armas is just not a box office draw. Maybe she's not the movie star people think she is. We all love her, right? Like we like her since she's been in Knives Out. People have loved Anna de Armas. When they see her in other things, they really like her performances. But she's not a draw. There's like four movie stars left right now, and they're all men. We don't really have any female box office draws, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Sydney Sweeney might be on her way, depending on if her next movie actually does well. But other than that, I don't think Anna Arms hasn't drawn money in any movie that she starred in before, right? And on top of that, they didn't introduce her character in a film before this.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that?
Uh, I don't know if anybody draws money for movies anymore. I think franchises draw revenue. I think great trailers draw revenue. I don't know that. Well, and I think that like there's very few, and I think directors draw revenue. I don't know if there are stars that draw revenue. So if you have the next Marvel movie, or as the guy in Friendship said, the next Marvel. If you have the next Marvel movie, then that's going to draw money. If you have the next Ryan Coogler film, that's going to draw, or Jordan Peele, those are going to draw money because of the name attached to it. It doesn't even matter who the cast is, right? Um, but if you have the next Glenn Powell movie, it's like, what's it about? Like, or what's the trailer? Give me what's the trailer, right? So
Yeah, I do think that for most part we don't have that many, but I do think Denzel, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt are still movie stars, right? Like I think when you put them in a movie, people will go watch the trailer because their face is on there before even knowing what it is. If
yeah,
you throw Glenn Powell on there, they're gonna like, what the hell is this crap? What is he in now?
I
I
think
when you put Denzel in anything, he did a movie that was bad with Jared Leto and Harami
I
Malek
know
or
what you're
whatever,
talking about. Yeah,
and people watched it a whole lot because Denzel was on the cover of that bad thing.
yeah. Well, there's two reasons why people watch that movie. One, it was a pandemic; they were sucked inside, and there wasn't much to do. But they were talking about what if that movie came out? What if that movie came out into the box office, into the movie theater? I don't think that movie's doing well at all, right?
I'm not 100%
And
sure about that one.
I mean, you can never say for sure, but
Yeah,
I don't think that movie's doing well at all. Like, and when you say Denzel, when you say Leonardo DiCaprio, when you say Brad Pitt, while I do think that those are names where when you hear their name, you think acting
oh,
quality.
sorry, Tom Cruise as well.
Tom
That's a major
Cruise,
one.
yeah, he sells money as well, but but he sells money in his franchises. I'm not sure if a Tom Cruise rom com were coming out this year, or if a Tom Cruise anything else were coming out this year that wasn't Mission Impossible, wasn't Top Gun, if it would do as well as those franchises. I'm not even expecting it, or let's just say do well, right? Um, for what they're for what they're projecting, right? I don't think actors because Denzel was in Gladiator 2. I don't know how well that did. I don't remember. I don't think that did incredibly well.
It ended up doing well, and a lot of the big hype and talk was Denzel coming out of that movie. I remember when
Denzel
the
was
trailer
great,
came out, everyone was talking about Denzel's gonna kill this. I want to see it just to see that performance.
and that he
I
did.
remember us having that conversation
Hmm.
because it's Denzel. You know what to expect from him. You know
Right.
at least if everything else in this movie is not that great, that Denzel's gonna give me something that I paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. Denzel was the shining part of that movie. But yeah, so I do want to get to some comments. I don't want to get us to get too far away from that.
Yeah,
So let's get to some
there we
Kuma
go.
days. Let's see. I
Give me
think
that one
Ballerina.
already.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think they're overvaluing the John Wick universe. Whether what they're all going to be missing is Keanu Reeves, and John Wick is the center of that story. Yeah.
yeah.
I think also saturation of the market. Violent Night, Nobody, Bullet Train, Fight or Flight, Atomic Blonde, very much same formula for a lot of these. And I think just like superhero movies, they saturated the market.
I can
I
agree.
I agree with you, especially if they have the same kind of feeling and vibe. Um, but I feel like all it takes is a good trailer and it'll turn that around.
Because
I've
they're
always
even talking about
mm,
making Atomic Blonde and Nobody part of the John Wick universe, which I didn't even know. And I was just like, because when I saw Nobody, I was like, this feels like John Wick, but it is from the same people. But it's like
I've
it
never seen
feels like it.
Nobody. I have
Oh,
seen
okay,
Atomic Blonde, but
yeah.
please no. Like do your own thing. Zag is a
Hey,
girl.
thank you, Evan. Appreciate you.
All right now. Do you guys feel like watching all the movies we do? Uh, I can't read today. Do you guys feel like watching all the movies we do that because we have seen similar content, it messes with how we can enjoy certain films?
Hmm.
Um, for me personally, no. I think like no, because I've seen Ballerina before, right? Or I've seen Ballerina type movies before. I enjoyed
Yeah.
the hell out of Ballerina, right? So I don't think it's that for me personally.
Yeah. First, Evan, I just realized who this was. I just did a collab with this man. His channel name is The Geek Gospel.
Hey, what up?
Uh, yeah, we had. You could go check out his channel. It was really fun. And I shared it on my wall, so you can check it out there if you want a direct link.
Your wall.
But yeah, what's
Is
up,
this
Evan?
Facebook? Is this
Post.
MySpace?
You know what I mean? Damn, you just showed my age. um, I've had this conversation. I have a friend at work who is also into film, and he does criticize a film if it reminds him too much of another film. And I've had this conversation with him. Like, I've seen a lot of movies. Just because a movie reminds me of something else, I'm not going to hate on it. Like Hereditary, Bring Her Back reminded me of Hereditary a little bit,
Hmm.
and I didn't ding the movie because it reminded me, because there's no original ideas. It's hard to make an original idea
Yeah.
and actually make it good as well. Like I've seen some really weird movies that's different from everything, but I didn't enjoy it. So it's like, did I enjoy this movie? Is a movie that feels derivative of something else going to get an A for me? Probably not, unless they find a way to overcome the fact that it feels like something else. But I could
Hmm.
still say it's great. Like this movie is great, even if it's not as good as this other movie I saw.
Yeah. Like Companion, for example. That's not the
Mm,
first time I've seen an AI or a robot try to take revenge on their owner. That I've seen that a million times before, right?
yeah.
So, but
Didn't we just get Megan Fox? Megan Fox just had a movie like that called Perseverance or something like that,
yeah,
and it's not as good quality and it's a
hmm
different kind of story, but it's similar. She was an AI. She started doing things with the owner, and then when the
hmm
owner was trying to be like, "Oh yeah, I want my wife now," she went crazy. It's
yeah. One
similar
of them
scripts.
days is similar to Friday in its
Yeah,
presentation and similar to other comedies, buddy comedies like that. One of them days is funny as hell. So, no, I don't think that's the case. Dropping gems. Thank you,
thank you,
Tony.
appreciate that.
Um, the more we try to explain why we like or dislike movies, the more we become in tune with what we like and dislike. So we naturally watch things with a more critical eye.
That
Yeah,
makes
yes
sense.
and no. So one of the things I would love to do for me personally is work on my vocabulary when it comes to talking
Mm,
about movies. I'm going to try to not. Oh, that was well. If I'm among friends, yes, this was awesome. It was amazing. It's fantastic. Blah 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 blah. But if I'm trying to do a review, I want to give more than just saying this is awesome 25 times, right?
yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned Life of Chuck. Highly recommend that for one to both of you guys. Kenny hating presence as much as me inspired the critic question. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
I have you seen my presence review
I
yet?
haven't gotten to watch it yet. No.
Okay. Yeah, I that movie. Amen. But yeah, I definitely want to see Life with Chuck for sure. It wasn't on my radar, but a lot of people have said they enjoy it. I never understand why execs don't understand that making a better quality movie is not automatically tied to having a bigger budget. I agree. The what's the movie we always talk? The Creator. I thoroughly enjoyed The Creator, and it was made for $80 million. Right? It was a really good
But before I want to make a caveat to that because I'm the
film.
box office and numbers guy.
Yeah.
Um, they're not necessarily just throwing a bigger budget. That's not kind of how it works. It's like, hey, what do you need to do this? And then when it fails, they give you more money. Or like, hey, we have one shot to do this, and they break it. Well, now we got to fix it. It's more money. Oh, I need to add a new character in here, and we got to get this actress. Now we got to pay that actress, and also pay the writer to write the story now, because scripts are always developing. So like, they don't go, hey, this movie's gonna be $200 million. A lot of times it's like it develops into that, and also a lot of times we have terrible producers. So like if you see a film that costs so much money, but then when you watch it, it doesn't look like the quality, it's because the producer is not good because they
Hmm.
weren't there to control. That's their job, to control the director and the writer. Because you let a director and a writer just go have fun and you don't check on them, you're gonna get a movie that costs too much
Yep.
and it's not gonna match the quality of the budget. So producers,
Yep.
man, you gotta do it better.
Hmm. Michael Myers actually did lose his head in front of the audience and came back for more movies. That is true. So did I think Jason lost his head as well. Like we've seen them
Probably.
all, like not all, but we've seen a lot of them and just come back.
Yeah,
She was amazing in No Time to Die. That she
she
was.
was really good.
She was one of the best parts of that movie. Was rooting for her in this one. Yeah, I mean the movie's good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't do well financially, but yeah, the movie's good. She did really well. Um, what what do you mean? Our Queen Nicole Kidman? We what do you
I
mean? Our
Queen
queen,
Nicole can we see before every movie if we watching them at AMC. I'm not sure
I'm not sure what
what
you
that was
mean.
in reference to.
Yeah. Nothing against her, but Sydney Sweeney will not be a box office draw. I tend to agree with that.
Okay.
I think that she is talented in terms of like her acting ability. She was in that movie Immaculate last year. I really thought that her performance was good in that. I think that she has a really good like social media following, and that she's actually a good actress, and she acts really well in Distress. But I don't see myself being like, oh, that's the new Sydney Sweeney. Here's my dollars, right? I see myself saying, oh, that's a really good trailer. And Sydney Sweeney is an actress who does really well. And then I'll pay my dollars, right? That's kind of, she's like, a lot of times a great trailer with actors you enjoy, the actors you enjoy are the icing on the cake. And sometimes they make that trailer good, but a lot of times they're the icing on the cake. Like I see a great idea and then Paul Giamatti's in the movie. Oh, here's my dollars. You know what I mean? I'm going to
Yeah.
see it. Right? But yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the only reason why I said that is because of Anyone But You and the marketing strength of that, and how it seems like she's really good at producing films, especially ones that she's in control of.
Mhm.
And her next couple films she's in control of. So that's I see there's a path for her to become a box office draw, especially if that boxing movie does well.
Mm.
If she can pull that off and show that she's not just the airhead blonde character, I
Right.
think we'll start seeing people take it more seriously.
Mhm. Sean Kenny says, I think a lot of people have a cynical view of prequel sequels as cash grabs paired with putting a female lead in every legacy franchise. Some distaste feels earned and some just feels snowflakey.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean there's merit to both sides of that, right? So I'm not I wouldn't ready to dismiss either thought process. I do, however, feel like me and Zach were also talking about this before the stream.
I
The
was just about
way
to say this.
the way men be talking about women on the internets is
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
What are we doing? What are
Yeah,
y'all
there's
doing?
a
Like
lot more men hate women than I expected. I was just like,
it's
wow.
a lot of dudes online are triggered by women's mere existence, right?
Existing.
And like it's crazy to me that a lot of them probably watch porn and probably are gooning and probably like are fantasizing about this very same actresses that they talk down on. But then
Hmm.
if a woman opens her OnlyFans, she's a WHORE, right? I probably can't say that,
Yeah.
right? But y'all are the demographic who are buying those things. But
Yeah.
y'all are also the demographic who are shaming those people. I do
Makes
not
no sense.
understand the way men react to women who just exist, right? So
Just
even
living your
like
life, having fun.
just having fun. Like a woman could post something about her being on the beach in whatever country, Miami, whatever, and some dude under her comments would be like, "Oh, fatherless behavior." What are we doing? What are we
Can't go
talking
to the
about?
beach?
What? She can't go to the beach? She's at the beach. She should be at home, making a husband. Like you're never going to catch a husband going to the beach, sir. Why do you think that women's mere existence is about getting married and having your chick? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Small rant. Um, but yeah, the reason why that ties into this is if a woman's on a poster and she's doing an action movie, or I actually talked about something recently. Vanessa Kirby was Sue Storm is rumored to be like
The leader.
the focal point or a center point of Fantastic Four, and dudes is losing their minds. Like she doesn't have like she's not a part of the team, and not only part of the team, like a central part of the team.
She
It's like
co-leads with Reed in the comics. It's not like
right,
he's not the leader.
yeah. Well, he is the leader, but at the same
The
time,
leader.
it's not like that story can't center around her. A lot of times, the reason why that movie centers, the reason why they think, oh wait, by the way, she's pregnant in the movie. Who else would it be centering on? She's having a child, and they're trying to save the world that the child is coming. Anyway, so like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and I saw a great point when people brought this up that the past Fantastic Four films had a different lead each time. One was more focused on Johnny, one was more focused on the Thing, and then Fan Four Stick was more focused on Reed. It's
Mm-hmm.
time for Sue to get her shine.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's zoom through a couple more of these, and then we want to get to our next topic, which I don't remember what it is. And that's why we have Zach because he's always on point. Kenny's on dead on here IPs and a few directors. Yep, your Nolans, your Kuglers, your Jordan Peels, and then your Mission Impossibles. I think Michael B. Jordan also on his way up. Pardon me. I think Michael B.
I
Jordan
agree.
paired with Ryan Coogler is on his way up. I think Michael B. Jordan paired with Christopher Nolan is on his way up. I don't think Michael B. Jordan by himself is selling anything.
Well, he directed Creed 3, and that movie did
Three
well.
three franchise,
That's true. It is a franchise now.
you know.
We'll see.
So
If the Tom Crown affair does really well next year, I'm going to be calling his movie star going
mhm.
up.
Is he directing it or is he just starring in it?
He's directing and starring.
Part of that is like he directed Creed 3 really well. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
I don't know a lot of casual people know that though. Like I'm thinking about like casual people who go to see Michael B. Jordan.
mm,
Like they're looking at for him to see him on screen, not behind the camera.
I get you. I get you. I'd argue only Denzel draws crowds. What was the last Brad Pitt and DiCaprio movie to put people went to see just because of them. I really agree with that. People went because they were in a Tarantino or Scorsese movie. I 1,000% agree with that.
I don't 100% agree with that
Okay.
because Scorsese, without Leonardo DiCaprio, has done bad. So to
Sure.
say it's like, oh, because Leo is in it with them, and when they're separate, it's not the same effect. Like the last two Scorsese films have, tanked.
Mhm.
Not saying they're bad movies, but the draw wasn't there. But
Gotcha.
Leonardo DiCaprio has done good separate from them.
Yeah. TJ says, yeah, I think it comes down to IPs and franchise names. But I do believe some actors do have pull.
Small amount.
Small amount, yeah. And then we'll read this last one from Real Watkins. Actually, let me just see how many more comments. Okay, yeah. The Rock seems to be another bankable actor. We'll be
He used to be.
curious about how the Smashing Machine will do. I'm actually really excited to see the Smashing
Me
Machine,
too. Me too.
and just because
So
of the trailer looked awesome,
yeah,
and even before the trailer, I was just excited to see him stretch his acting skills, and
yeah,
take on a different role that wasn't just The Rock smoldering. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
TJ,
Let me pitch more stuff to you.
what's that?
Let me pitch more stuff about you about Ballerina and why we
Okay.
think the
Mhm.
film is just lack of interest in it, right? So I
Mhm.
think Lionsgate. I think Lionsgate as a brand is just not it. Like nobody, if you see that logo in the beginning of a trailer, you're like, oh, this is not going to be of quality.
Yeah.
Because in the past year or so, they've had Flight Risk with Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, trailer wasn't that entertaining. Movie didn't do well.
Yeah.
Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is an absolute joke this year. The
I
weekend
didn't
movie.
see it. Yeah. But I have heard people did not like it.
Yeah, Borderlands.
Whew.
Yeah, Den of Thieves 2.
Mm.
The Crow.
Mm.
Oof. Right? So Lionsgate's logo on stuff is and there's more. I didn't want to go on and on and on, but they just had a bunch of duds back to back to back.
Yeah.
So that when you see that logo come on to be in the trailer, like when people see A24, there's a peak interest because you
Yeah.
know that they usually put out it might not be the best movie ever, but you put out a
Yeah.
unique experience
Yeah.
that you're about to see. With
Mhm.
Lionsgate, it seems like now they're being paired up with soulless action movies, right?
Yeah.
And I can see
Mhm.
people thinking that this was going to be a soulless action movie.
They
And
feel
then
like they're
on top
stuck
of
in the
that,
early 2000s.
yeah, they're stuck in the early 2000s. That's a really good point. And on top of that, there was no promotional tour for this film, right? They didn't pay for Anna de Armas to be everywhere. They didn't pay
Mm.
for the rest of the cast to go on Jimmy Fallon and do internet stuff and just grab people to go see this movie, which was really, really weird. Yeah, but how do you feel about that?
I think that I think that plays a part in it. I haven't seen I haven't seen a film that says produced by Lionsgate that I was like, oh, you know what I mean? About I
A
can't
long time.
remember the last time, right? Like when I was a kid, if Orion or New Line Cinema or Lionsgate came on, we was in for it. Like we
We
was
was in
about
it.
there was about to be some Ninja Turtles or some Mortal Kombat or like something or RoboCop or
Something good.
some, we was about to get something
Yeah.
recently. Well, not with Orion and New Line because I know New Line's kind of still around. I remember, I think it was a year or so ago. I was in a movie, a New Lines logo. I was like, "What the? They still around?" Like,
You're not bankrupt yet?
right? But yeah, so Lionsgate doesn't. I don't think Lionsgate doesn't do it in terms of studio.
Yeah.
Like Paramount
No.
puts out something. Hey, you know what I mean?
They
Uh,
also did The Strangers Chapter 1. Yeah, man.
they
It's not.
just they got money to burn apparently.
It's
Um,
got to be laundering, money laundering.
money
It
line.
got to be.
Yep.
They're in the Ozarks right now.
Hmm. Yeah. You got anything else on that?
Um, the last thing I would say, and I think this is a big thing, competition. A lot of people talked about Lilo and Stitch, but we've also talked about offline how we don't think the Lilo and Stitch audience was gonna go watch this. But I do think Mission Impossible was more the hurt because they're both action movies, and Mission Impossible feels like the more must see to see on the big screen because it's Tom Cruise. It's probably the last one, and there's some sequences on there you want to see on the screen.
No, for sure.
So I think the competition also hurt it.
Yeah, I think it's going to die this weekend when How to Train Your Dragon comes out. It's a wrap for Ballerina, and I don't want that to be the case.
Me neither.
But it's How to Train Your Dragon, my guy, and Ballerina.
If
you already start at a deficit, and then How to Train Your Dragon comes out, not every movie can be Elemental, which somehow, somebody made a profit coming out in the middle of June.
Wow, what a amazing comeback for that movie, right? Like, yeah.
So yeah, looking at a couple more comments before we got a lot of comments. Before we move on,
and then we'll get a last topic after we get into a couple more.
Yep. That was in reference to the box office draw. Movie stars Nicole Kidman is literally in every movie. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
that's actually really funny. Let's see. Sydney Sweeney has done so many movies no one has seen or knows about. Shit.
But that was before Euphoria and her rise. Like I'm talking about like after Anyone But You, she's on the rise. But I get it.
Mm-hmm. Bruh, I think this was during our little man rant. Agreed. The internet feels crazy, radicalized, and hateful now. My lord,
Agreed.
Jesus Christ, it's a cesspool. It's not just the internet. I have had conversations with real people in real life that talk worse than people.
Wow.
Than the people on the internet. That has to feel
scary.
Like whiplash. Like that's I don't love it. And they don't think they're wrong either. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like I used to think that people were just being intellectually dishonest. And what I mean by that is you don't believe that. Or you know that's not the case. But blah blah blah, right? There's people out here who really believe the stuff that they're saying. And it's just that's scarier in a sense. It's on par.
Both of them are scary.
They're both scary. Like if you're so willing to win that you'll sacrifice the knowledge that you actually have just to win, that's some scary shit. But also, if you really believe some of the stuff that's out there, that's also scary. Like we're getting it from both sides.
It's the iPad kids, man. It's people not parenting the kids. They're throwing the iPad. They find these was it Andrew Tate's and the other guys. They're watching that content and they believe that's how
that red pill stuff, man.
Yeah, and you consume that. It's not a good look.
Who are these niggas?
I cried laughing when I read it.
You know what I'm saying? like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
We do.
100%. But yeah, so somebody once told me I lost my place in the comments. So let's.
Oh, I got you.
Thank you.
I agree. Have some of the stuff I heard is passing is absolutely insane. They brush it off like it's normal chat. That's just in real life. Like, makes me more excited for Fantastic Four actually to show how Sue may lead the Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Right? It'd be fun. Could be fun.
Unfortunately for Sweeney, women have a harder time becoming box office draws. There haven't been that many in movie history. I would struggle to name 5. I agree as well.
Yeah. For sure.
Ooh,
I don't agree that
don't
Pitt
agree with that,
and Leo put butts in seats. I'm on your side, T. I know Zach feels differently, but we love each other. We all. You know what I mean?
They aren't putting billions of dollars into seats, but they are marketable. Yeah. Look,
yes,
nobody was going to be watching that F1 movie if it wasn't for Brad Pitt. Come on.
That's correct. Well,
I'm not watching that movie for David Idris. I like him. But
we did have Gran Turismo last year. I don't know how
well I loved. Yeah, it didn't.
But it was great.
Yeah, F1's is gonna do better than that
for sure. Yeah. Oh, my bad.
We out here.
Hey man, you click the button or not? Click the button.
I got it. Okay. Tell on movies, but The Rock smolders so well. He does smolder.
He does smolder well. You know what I mean? It's not a sentence I thought I was going to say today.
Lionsgate wants to make everything AI, so they're definitely not buying much favor in these streets. Yeah, they made a whole department for it.
That's disgusting, actually.
If it's not Saw, Lionsgate
Yeah,
doesn't really hit,
yeah,
and they're about to sell Saw. That's what's crazy to
that's wild.
Blumhouse. I'm down. James Wan gets Saw
I
back.
like that pairing. I like that pairing.
I generally think a movie is going to be crap when I see the Blumhouse logo. It's fun crap though. Like when I go to
Yeah.
Blumhouse, I expect stupid movies, and I feel like people don't
Blumhouse
understand that.
is what Lionsgate used to be, and Orion and New Line used to be.
But sometimes they make good movies. Like one of my favorite movies this year is The Woman in the Yard, and Blumhouse made that. I really liked Megan. That was such a fun movie, and I'm excited for Megan 2.0.
I like Megan as well.
Like they have some good movies, but they do put out a lot of slop.
Yeah.
I had to step away from the stream. I'm catching up, but Kenny is right. Dudes be acting like women are property and not people. Yeah.
Shit, scary.
Just say you can't get girls, bro. Folks ain't never got over their high school breakup. It's that, and also a lot of them are closeted and they're taking it out, their frustrations of stuff on women, and the women don't got nothing to do with it.
Yep.
New Line got bought by a bigger studio. Oh, okay. I'm shocked Lionsgate isn't bankrupt at this point. That's funny that you say that. Lionsgate has been trying to be bought for the last 3 years.
Wow.
Those people are that keep you. Those are the people that keep you safe at night, which makes it even scarier. Ooh. I'm not gonna say what he's referencing, but we know what he's referencing. You dig? You dig? All right, so let's get into our last topic. It is now June, and the summer movie season has begun, and it's upon us. And it started a little earlier. We missed it a little bit to talk about it, but I'm excited because we have a plethora, and I mean a plethora of movies coming out in June, July, and August. That's excited to watch. I think the second half of this year is gonna be way better than the first half. The first half was that January, February, March was rough. But I'm excited to talk about our most anticipated films for the rest of the summer. So, Kenny, tell me what film do you have up?
Okay, so we have a couple of them that are like crossovers. So we're gonna go back and forth, right? So we have, of course, my bad. Well, I know the one that's coming up is Fantastic Four. I'm actually really excited for Fantastic Four, and like I'm ready to see this. You know, I'm ready to hold on. My bad. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for Fantastic Four, man. I think that Michael B. Jordan and what's his name and what's her name and Big Rock Dude can't wait. I think they're going to tell a brilliant story. But no, in all reality, I am really excited for Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, guy from Stranger Things, and guy from The Bear to really take over these roles and actually make them their own. I cannot wait to see how Galactus is. I'm not buying that popcorn bucket. I was going to buy the Galactus head, 17 inches of Galactus popcorn bucket, but it's $80. Anybody got time for that? But yeah, I am really looking forward to this film. And this is one of my most anticipated of the year. But yeah, let's pull in El Zachariah to get in.
Oh, I'm back. So yeah, I'm super excited for Fantastic Four. It's the first family. It's Marvel. This is what Marvel stands for relatable heroes to have fantastical powers that deals with everyday stuff. And who doesn't do everyday stuff but a mixed up family like this? I absolutely am excited for this because not only are we getting this in a retro futuristic multiverse, but we're also getting Galactus and Mole Man and Silver Surfer all in one movie. We have an all-star cast of actors who are maybe not big stars. Obviously, I think Pedro Pascal is kind of a big star, the biggest star in the movie. But Vanessa Kirby's a great actor, and the guy, like you said, the guy for Stranger Things and the guy for The Bear are also great actors. So I'm super excited as CC said, Fantastic Four, to check it out. Can he come back in, please? Don't leave me here. There you are.
First of all, you did it wrong. You did it wrong. It's Fantastic Four. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to put your soul
Your
in
voice is all cracking up and stuff, talking about
Just
soul.
let your soul. You know what I mean? You got to put your whole soul into that joint. Anyway, but yeah. So what's up, Kiara? Welcome to the stream. I know that you came in the crazy part of the stream because we were wilding. Some of those that work forcers are saying that burn them L crosses. Correct, Mundo. The Fantastic Four poster. Yep. I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four, Superman, and Weapons the most. Funny you should say that. I'm going to buy it if they have it. The 17 inches of Galactus, to which he said, "Hey yo." I'm also excited for Eddington. That I forgot about Eddington.
That looks weird.
I'm looking forward to it. 17 inches of Galactus is a statement. Kiara has a great question for us. As a person who isn't in the comics and doesn't understand the hype behind Pedro, I'm turned off. I thought it was a question, my bad. But yeah, I hear that.
I feel you.
Fantastic Four. Yep.
Oh,
yeah. Get your notes together. First of all, T, I got them angelic vocals. If I really wanted to go in, you know what I'm saying? Things in this room would be levitating. But I don't want to do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. I don't want to have the supernatural.
Don't summon no shit, okay?
Don't summon shit. Looking forward to Wicked 2 and Zootopia 2. Yeah, those are two great ones as well. I'm going to single out the man with a plan, and he is going to talk about
28 years later. So if you know me, you know I'm a huge zombie movie fan. I love the genre, might be my favorite genre of all time. And 28 Days Later is a classic, and it's a film that got me into it, showing it doesn't have to be just slop. It doesn't have to not be well made. That movie is well made. It's not slop. It has Cillian Murphy giving a really solid performance and scary ass zombies that run. One of the first zombie movies to see zombies run and get really, really crazy. And then 28 weeks later, I love even more than 28 Days Later. And they do something in there that's very unique that I don't want to spoil because I want Kenny to watch it. So I'm super excited for 28 Years Later. Not only is Danny Boyle and Alex Garland coming back, this is going to be a start of a new trilogy with a different director each film. And they're actually going to have the same writer, unlike Star Wars, which was really, really stupid. And I'm excited to see this all-star cast that they have in here. Kenny, you press something and now something's gone. All-star cast that the movie has to see how they evolve these zombies, right? So if it's 28 years later, what's the difference? It can't be the same running zombies. It has to be something different. We saw that weird Cillian Murphy zombie that was kind of popping up, and we thought it was him, but it's actually a different model. What's that about? We see some of the zombies look like they can kind of work together. I'm just really, really excited to see how they pull this off, and I'm rooting for Alex Garland. He's one of my favorite film people who writes or directs, and I'm just a fan of this. And I'm gonna stop talking because I've been yapping in mouth. Kenny Sparks, come back! Oh, there you are. Okay, you are muted, my beloved friend.
I'm black. I have not watched any of the 28 movies. So I'm looking forward to. I actually didn't realize it was coming out in 10. Oh my god, I don't have a lot of time. So I need to watch those two movies probably this weekend because the WWE finally decided to stop giving us PLEs every weekend. But yeah, I am going to watch both movies probably this weekend. But yeah, we have some comments about this, some responses to this. It's kind of hate that it's Alex Garland, but I'm still excited. I was running with me. But yeah, I'm too scary for 28 years later, but the trailer looked at me. I have not seen the trailer. Oh
You
yeah, I
haven't
didn't
seen
watch
the
this.
trailer?
I didn't watch the trailer because I didn't see the previous two movies. I didn't want whatever to be spoiled for me. So I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
yeah, let
It
me
hasn't come on while you watch a movie at all?
it has, but I've been late to movies a lot recently, like a lot.
Gotcha.
TJ can attest to this. I'd be like, yo, what happened in the first 10 minutes of this movie? 'Cause I was
I've
late.
seen those messages.
Yeah. CC says the audio clip they use on 28 Years Later, the trailer
Yes.
gives me chills every time I hear it. Something about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Perfect marketing.
I wonder if I actually should watch the trailer after I do watch the movies. I might as well just walk in blind. I haven't seen 28 Years Later. Word. As long as it doesn't go off the rails like 28 weeks later.
Interesting. I didn't think it went off the rails with 28 weeks later. But
Yeah. A trilogy, so that's 28 decades later, 28 centuries later. Honestly,
no,
no. Oh, it's first of all, that sounds awesome.
that does sound awesome.
Give me the zombies in whatever 28 decades, 280 years from now, right? I would be super interested in finding out why y'all haven't resolved this issue yet. 208 years, and especially 200, what's that, 2,800 years. I also want to figure out why y'all haven't resolved this situation. If y'all, what is it? 5,400. If y'all in the year 5,400 and y'all haven't figured this out,
Zombies still running around.
to have a conversation. No, wait, that's wrong.
Gotta have a conversation.
That's wrong. That's so wrong. Talk about that. No, yes, 48. 4820. My bad. I would like to know why y'all haven't resolved the situation. Anyway, can't be going to the movies on CPC. What had happened was, and then when that happened, whoo. So
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like 28 weeks later. I love 28 days later. Awesome. I'm really excited to watch it, guys. 28 days later was amazing. 28 weeks later went in a different direction that I wasn't a fan of. I can't wait to watch it so we can actually have these conversations. I feel like I'm an outsider in this situation. This is what I'm looking forward to for the rest of the year. F1, in which I will tell you right now.
All right. Yeah. Brad Pitt, the movie star. Damon Idris, who I'm excited to see after Snowfall. He looks like, from what I've seen from him, he looks like an incredible actor. And in the trailer, he's doing a really great job of keeping up with Brad Pitt. I think the production values look amazing. This is basically the Top Gun, the racing version of Top Gun, because the director of Top Gun Maverick is doing this movie. And the cinematography looks great. And I think because of Gran Turismo, I'm more excited about these kind of stories with racing, and where it's more of the drama and they tied into the racing and everything, like this older guy coming back and risking his life to try to help this company win this race and battling with their younger protege. I think all that stuff could be really, really great storytelling, but the actual racing I think is going to be amazing because of what they did in Top Gun Maverick with the planes. If they could do that with the cars, this shit gonna be fire.
You know what else I was really that really helped like sell me on some of the racing movies was Ford v Ferrari. Like that's a really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that film, and I thought they did a really good job with it. Yeah, but Gran Turismo also has me propelled into excitement for this film. I cannot wait to see the drama, the interpersonal drama between Idris and is his name Idris? Denton Idris and Brad Pitt. That relationship there with Pitt being the old head and Dancing Idris coming in and be like, yo, you slow, dog. I'm in here. But, you know, Dancing wouldn't say that because he's a fine English gentleman. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But, yeah, I am excited for this as well. Yeah. And I just want to read the rest of the comment. The movie Jurassic World, Rebirth, Superman, Fantastic Four, First Steps. Yeah, The Naked Gun 2, Wicked for Good, which I hate that title,
Me
but
too.
I'm excited for the movie. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Next year, I only have one TV show that I want to watch on Disney Plus, and that's Daredevil Born Again. I hear that. I'm looking forward to that as well. With AMC, I know I got 30 minutes of trailer, so I'm always on time. Hey, listen, man.
True.
What had happened was, and then furthermore, and in conclusion, that's all I gotta say about that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so word I was about to say that if you an AMC goer, they count on CP time. I'm never late. Why do you want to see what's happening here? Okay, what's happening?
This is your fault.
Sometimes in life,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, and then, but furthermore,
What's happening?
and in conclusion,
You're also acting weird.
Very weird.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to let y'all know. But I feel like I'm the only person who's sick of zombies in media. Let's explore a new mythical creature, Wendigo, Jinn, Egyptian Egyptian or Asian lore, anything. I hear that. I totally hear that because we do get a lot of zombies. But
You gotta go to anime for that, and you gotta watch
Anime.
Asian media for that.
yeah,
They do Asian lore, they do jinns, they do Egyptian stuff too.
they also
I've
do a
seen
lot of
Wendigo.
zombies too. They do a lot of zombies too.
They do a lot of zombies.
So yeah, you do got to sift through a bunch of stuff for that. But yeah. I feel you on that, CC. I would love more werewolf movies.
Me too.
Yeah, and not just like the action movies. Like I love Underworld. Underworld is great.
Me too. I love
But
Underworld.
yeah, I would love to see like more werewolf movies that aren't sparkly and with the vampires and all that other good stuff, right? So
We are getting more monster films, right? Like we got Abigail, Nosferatu, and then we got
Abigail.
a bunch of werewolf movies this year. I think we got 2 or 3 werewolf movies this year, low budget ones.
Wolfman, they actually did come out this year.
Wolfman.
Yeah.
We also got Werewolves, which is a action comedy werewolf movie that came out that kind of went by. But I heard it's really good if you like that old school, like cheesy monster flick. We're getting another werewolf movie by Robert Eggers, the guy who did Nosferatu, so that should be interesting as well.
Yeah,
And we got a Frankenstein movie coming out later by Guillermo
that
del
looked
Toro.
good. That trailer looked really good. I'm excited.
Amazing for a Netflix movie. That looked amazing.
Yeah. I went to a different theater and I was 18 minutes late and the movie started. I was so pissed. If you go to an independent theater, we said
They on time.
we said 4:05. You had till 4:10.
Yeah. You found one in the bag.
Kiara says F1 looks so boring. Amen.
Yeah, you always confuse me. I never know what you like. I know what CC likes. I know what TJ likes. What kind of films do you like? Because you're always like, I don't like this person. I don't like this movie. What do you like? What kind of film can I recommend to you?
That's a good question. MC, especially my MC, starts when the hell they start. And speaking
Facts.
of starting when the hell they start, I want to ask the important question of when are these niggas when are these niggas going to stop going to these islands?
Woo! Yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth. It's funny that this movie's on my anticipated list because I haven't seen any of the Jurassic Park movies ever in my life. And I know Kenny's trying to get back in. I know it. I saw you down there looking like, what? I got to get back in here and say stuff about you. Yes, I've never seen any of the Jurassic.
On the American internet. Like, what do you say? You've never seen a Jurassic Park movie?
None of them.
You at least
Park,
have to
World,
watch. You at
Evolution.
least have to watch the first one, at the very least. The
At
rest,
the very least.
skip all them joints. But
Damn!
but no, actually, I do like Lost World. I actually think Lost World is really fun. And actually, I think Jurassic Park 3 is actually really fun and underrated. All them Lost Johns can get lost. They are all trash. Trash. But I'll let you continue.
I'm excited because of the cast, and that's Scarlett Johansson. I'm excited for Mahershala Ali. I feel like we haven't seen him in a long time, and he won an Oscar and is not doing nothing. Which is a different topic for another day. And also the concept of like we've had 3 Jurassic Park movies, we had 3 Jurassic World movies. We've seen all these dangerous dinosaurs. We've seen mutated ones, I believe, but the fact that there are dangerous ones that they left on a separate island because it was just too dangerous to contain, and they have one that looks like it's from Alien, the movie Alien, makes me excited to see what crazy stuff that they can get into this movie. Switch.
Ditto. I'm also excited for this movie. I do, like I said, I did not like any of the Jurassic World movies that came out, but because of the director, because of this cast, I am really interested. And that trailer was actually really good as well. Overall, I'm generally I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for this movie. But we're gonna it's 10:30, so we're gonna move a little faster. Let's see what we have here. Pardon me. Hold on 1 second. Anyway, I took the day off to get my hair did and watch F1 on IMAX. Hope it doesn't disappoint. I know, Squirrel, if you done got your hair did for the F1, they better race you into excitement. I know that much. They better be pedal to the metal. They better fill your tank, your oil tank, with excitement. They better deliver. They better cross that finish line. When the checker flag goes up, they need to go through it and bring you to the finish line. Okay, I think I said finish line several different times. They need to be.
Wait, you did all that and me doing threw you off?
What just happened? First of all, did you practice that? Have you been practicing that?
No! Why would I be practicing that?
It's not a skill that you just had. You know what I mean? I can't roll my R's for nothing. So,
aren't you Spanish? How dare you?
First of all, we don't judge. We don't judge.
What are you talking about? We judge each other every day.
I mean, what had happened was, next year, the only 2 TV shows on HBO Max, and next year Game of Thrones show. I'm mildly interested in that. That was supposed to come out this year, but it got delayed in House of Dragon Season 3. House of Dragon Season 3 should be really interesting because I have not finished Season 2. I swear I have like 2 episodes left. Heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Amen to that. Wendigo. I'm about to say something extremely inaccurate. I'm pretty sure that's like a Mexican werewolf. But I don't know that for a fact.
That's a malevolent spirit or supernatural creature in folklore in Africa?
Anyway.
Yeah, something like
that. Yep. So we're going to skip past that because I'm incorrect. I told you I was incorrect. I really don't like 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later, whatever the heck it's called. The really only zombie thing I like is Last of Us. Okay. Word. Sinners was vampires. That's true. That's true
as well.
Looking forward to the Frankenstein movie that's coming out on Netflix. That should be in theaters. I agree, man. It looks theater worthy. Netflix is stupid when they don't put movies in theaters when they know they can get money back for it.
I don't know if they know.
Yeah, they don't know.
You want to know why I want to say or push back on that? Because Apple has put their movies in theaters and every single one of them bombed. Right? F1 it might be the first one that doesn't bomb, and it still has a chance.
Yeah. Kiara's a wild card. It's Russian roulette out here. I showed up 15 minutes after the showtime at AMC for Final Destination Bloodlines, and the trailers were just starting. That's hilarious.
That's nuts.
And speaking of just starting, we have a new universe that's just starting, and we're going to signal out the supermodel.
why am I doing this? Okay, Superman. I've been on record in social media, on the stream, in real life. I wasn't anticipating this movie that much. I have little remnants of pissed off from what happened with Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill, but I pushed that to the side and I was like, let me see what is going on here. And then I didn't really like the first couple looks that we've gotten from the film, but that official trailer from the movie got me super excited. I'm locked in. Superman's my favorite DC character, and I'm down for a new age of comic book movies that are very comic booky. This looks like straight out of a comic book. I love that they're utilizing all of his supporting cast. They're bringing kaijus. They have different characters from different movies, but hopefully they focus solely on Clark, Superman, Kal-El, whatever, and make everyone fall in love with the character the way I love the character. I wish the movie cinematography looked better, but overall it still looks amazing, like visually in terms of the VFX. But yeah, I'm super excited for Superman.
Yeah, as am I. I was sold as soon as I saw Crypto. Crypto was. I love dogs, and Crypto was. He acts like a dog, and that's the best thing I can actually say about him, because a lot of times when you get these superhero pets, they don't act like they're like dogs or cats or whatever.
Yeah.
They just act like, hey, here's a character with these canine or feline like tendencies, right? But no, Crypto's a dog, a doggy dog, if you will, a Snoop doggy dog. But anyway, like I'm really looking forward to this. I was on the opposite side of Zach. I've been excited for every piece of media that's come out for this thus far. I'm excited for the robots. I'm excited for the background characters, the Green Lantern, the Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific. I'm excited for the kaiju, the giant ball in the sky that's shooting something. I'm really excited for it. The only thing I was like not excited for, but kind of won me over, was I was not excited to see Lex Luthor yet again. But it's kind of like you kind of have to have Lex Luthor because it's kind of there. But I'm also excited that there are other villains in this movie to give us a different type of feel. So yeah, I'm excited for Superman, and that's where I'm at with that. I'm going to real quick let Zach know that he's lost a subscriber. So wait, Zach's never seen Jurassic Park? What the hell? What the hell? As the kids say these days. And then Useless says, "Okay, I'm unsubscribing. It's time."
Useless, stop doing this to me.
I don't blame you. Yo, Useless Skills unsubscribes from Zach every week.
Yeah, what the heck? He's like, subscribe. Oh, no, unsubscribe.
The first one is the best one and is okay. The third one is terrible. I like the third one. I was just starting to like Zach. What the hell?
Wow, that's crazy. Just started.
Let's break this nigga to the goal. Whoa. See Jurassic Park tonight. I agree with this. Nigga, you got 5 business days to watch Jurassic Park before you get voted off the island. I love it. I love this energy. Let's keep it going. Zach, we're doing a watch along for the original Jurassic Park. You being pulled into the Matrix. At least the original is required for your film history. I agree with that. Jurassic Park 1 is the best one. Jurassic World 1 was cool, but Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. First of all, I've never seen this phrase before. Fallen Kingdom and Dominion was turbo ass.
Hey, Sway Lee, hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
That's what he must be saying.
I thought that clip that shorter, but yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I like Jurassic World movies for the same reason I like Fast and Furious movies. I want something dumb and fun, and that's what they give me. I feel that. Fair. Totally feel it. LOL, I love it here. Jurassic Park 1 and 3 are fun. Didn't care for 2. The Chris Pratt ones are fun to watch. Prefer the first and the third. Totally.
Seems like their second films suck.
Yeah. Actually, I like the second film because this little girl defeats a velociraptor with gymnastics, and it's great. Hell yeah. I did not have Zach voguing and doing Cardi B on my bingo card. Neither did I. Neither did I. I thought I was wild, but
I'm a multi-talented man.
I heard my name.
Nah, we were talking about Timu Kal-El. We were talking about the Kal-El from DC.
Woo! Beef in the streets. Krypton, get it ready. Kryptonite, rather. Jurassic Park is a classic. What you doing with your life? I agree. Yo, just keep it going. Let's bury Zach.
Wow,
Did you guys?
traitor.
Did you guys get your tickets for Superman early screening for July 8th? I certainly did. I definitely got mine, so I'm excited for it. I'm buying my ticket tomorrow for the day before it opens. I hope those tickets are still there for you. I hope it's good and rooting, but it looks cheap. You talking about Superman? That's interesting. It could definitely look cheap. I truly think David is going to be amazing as Superman Clark Kent. I agree. Cornsweat looks like he fits the role. Crypto was your selling point. Oh boy, listen. You tell me Crypto don't look dope. And if there's one thing James Gunn does well, it's animal characters. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to fight somebody over Cosmo because they kept calling her a bad dog. I was ready to knuck if you buck, if you will. Cornsweat doesn't give me Superman. Interesting. Kyle, you not rocking with dogs? Superman versus Jim Henson, Angry Sesame Street Monsters.
What?
Okay. Jurassic Park trash. That's an interesting sentiment.
Now get on him. Leave me alone. At least I ain't say that.
You've never seen it. He can have an opinion. You've never seen it, so you need to go see it so you can form an opinion, sir.
Kenny. You're supposed to be on my side.
I'm on you. This is tough love. You know what I'm saying? I'm on your side.
Is that what that is?
I want what's best for you.
Okay.
Skip is act.
Look, after someone told me a franchise was going to change my life, I ended up being bored.
See, that's the problem. Someone tells you the franchise is going to change your life. There's no way you can come into that with properly set expectations.
But that's how they're talking. They're like, you got to see it.
I mean, it's a great film, but I'm not going to say like it's going to change your life. In the first Jurassic World, Bryce Dallas Howard routinely outrun dinosaurs in high heels. That's crazy.
That's hilarious. But she's so fine, I let her get away with it.
Look at you, gooning. 200 films behind him, and not one Jurassic Park. Let's deadass do at least the first Jurassic watch along in the theater room. That's hilarious.
200 films. I have way more than 200 films. I saw 150 last year.
That's wild. And if you want to make it to your next 200 films, you're going to want to avoid interacting with this young lady.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Megan 2.0. I was a really big fan of the first Megan film. It started off the year it came out really, really strong. It was just really, really fun. And they look like they're doubling down on the goofiness in 2.0 to a point where it feels like how Terminator 1 versus Terminator 2, like obviously the Terminator films are not goofy, but Terminator 2 turned into something else. I felt like the first one was more horror, the second one was more action, and I feel like that's what they're doing with Megan, right? The Megan one was kind of more horror. It was kind of safe horror, but Megan 2.0 looks like it's going to be really funny and heavy on the action. They're really doubling down on Megan being this silly character and being real sassy and stuff like that. And I'm excited to see what goofiness we get into with this film. I think it's going to be real fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for this as well. I wasn't at first because when they announced it, and then they put out this imagery of this little doll that looks like a little girl being all like sensual. I was like, y'all tripping. But apparently they aged the robot up, which breaks my brain. But but yeah, it looks good. I do agree with the comparisons to Terminator films and how they've kind of changed what they're going to be doing. But I also like the fact that they didn't change the direction of the franchise and also change the way that Megan acts as well. So Megan seems like Megan. even if though
Yeah.
she's in a different genre of film. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Kenny is on your side. He just likes what that he's just like, what the hell is that doing here? Not watching the original Jurassic Park. I get it. Yep. Yeah, I think the general public is excited for Superman. So am I. I'm excited. Yeah, I agree with that. TJ, I hope. Amen. Megan 2, Terminator 2 with dolls. I want to see it. I want to see it as well. I'm excited. Let me know when the Jurassic Park watch along is. Then he got to watch the movies that made us about Jurassic Park to understand the
Okay.
impact. Yeah,
This is a lot. This is a
yeah.
lot. They're doing a lot.
It's just
You're doing too
required
much.
reading, my friend.
For
No,
what?
but movies that made for Jurassic Park, movies that made us is a great series on Netflix that you should definitely check out. And they have an episode about Jurassic Park, and it's definitely worth watching. She's not as sassy as you, though, Zach. No. Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Oh, yay. All right.
Oh,
Amen. But you know what?
Amen.
It's Pride Month. We celebrate all walks of life, and
Yeah.
we don't joke about that. We
Happy Pride.
celebrate all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So let's move on from that. Trailer for Megan 2 gave me major T2 vibes in terms of the direction they're taking. I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey Megan, why did I want to say Megan 3? Hey Megan, it's nice to have a friend. I don't know if I did that justice at all. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I was hoping they would call this one Metugan. No, Megan.
Metugan. Metugan.
Oh, like yeah. Gotta log off to eat dinner. The clock was ticking on that ass for Jurassic Park. Zach, I agree, man. You gotta get that done. They got a J Park sponsor or something. You hyping that overrated garbage. First of all,
Oh, damn.
Hey, multi-talented
Zach.
indeed. What up, Zach? What up, Father
Papa
of the Year?
Zach.
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Bad marketing again, though. I shouldn't know that much about the direction of Megan 2. None of us knew Arnie was a good guy before walking into the theater for T2. Yo, that had to be one of the most whiplash situations ever. Like walking into the theater, not knowing that Terminator, the T800 was the good guy. That's wild. People saying what's up. No cur. They said no cur. Del. Yo, Zach Millen. People saying what's up. Zach, do you want Jurassic Park to be the next Return of the King? It's going that way. Watch. It's going that way, man.
Oh, Lord.
Baby cinephile.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Time to take the Jurassic Similac, my friend.
Jurassic Similac. So we got, I think, was it one more movie on the list, or did we?
I think we have two, but we can make it quick.
Two.
So what was I saying? What was I doing? Oh yeah. So we are in a situation where children are trying to kill us. So here we go.
This is a creepy ass photo. So yeah, I'm excited for Weapons, the new film from Zach Kreger, who did Barbarian. Just simply put, he did Barbarian, great film. I haven't seen a horror film, really like it, but the trailer, both trailers for this movie has been absolutely creepy, bonkers, whatever you gotta say. I feel like it's long legs level hype for me in terms of like this looking really, 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 really scary. But I think that this is gonna go super hard because I think Osgood Perkins knows how to set up stuff, but he doesn't fully execute on the stuff that he sets up. I feel like Zach Kreger is gonna do a great job on this, and I know I'm gonna at least be creeped out watching this movie, and that's what I want.
Amen. Yeah. So the I don't know why I'm saying amen. The trailer for this was actually creepy as hell, and I'm into it. I can't wait to see this movie. I feel like this one's coming out in late summer. But yeah, can't wait to see it. All right, and then we'll just do this one more real quick, and then we'll just do a Q&A or talk about whatever you guys want to talk about for a couple minutes, and then we'll get out of here. We're going to switch to Together.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sad that this film is facing some controversy with it, maybe plagiarism. But beside that, I feel like this is going to be this year's The Substance. It looks really incredibly gory. We have a real life husband and wife playing a husband and wife in the film, so that their chemistry is going to be off the rails. And they're just two actors that I enjoy watching in general, even when they're not together. And yeah, all the marketing is selling on me. The eyeball attaching each other. They just released a poster with the lips attaching each other. And I'm curious why this is happening to them. If there's some marital strife that they're having. If they went and summoned something that they weren't supposed to summon, like Kenny Sparks says. And how gory and crazy it's going to get. Because they hint to gory situations, but they never really show it. So I'm excited to see how all this is executed. It's more curious than like, I know for sure this is going to be great. Kenneth Sparks, are you still there? This man is not even paying attention. I'm here talking, and yet, oh, is he frozen? What happened? Did Kenny disappear? Am I frozen? Am I here, guys? Let me know in the live chat if I'm still here. I don't know what happened. Let's see what's going on. I've never seen Back to the Future. Oh, wait, hold up. What just happened? Am I? Oh, yeah. Kenny got knocked out because he just all the stuff that he had attached is gone. Let me see. I've never seen Back to the Future. Don't feel bad. I haven't seen Back to the Future either. So that's another one that I haven't seen that you're probably like, what? Weapons is finna go hard. I agree. Nope, will not be watching Weapons. Yeah, I know you don't like horror films. I'm in a pitch black room by myself right now. Yeah, I need to change that pic. It's really, really, really creepy. J Wick either. You be aight, B. Oh yeah, you haven't seen John Wick. Well, John Wick is a little newer, so that makes sense. I don't think it's considered a classic franchise just yet because it's just brand new. It's like 11 years old versus like Jurassic Park, which is probably like 30 years old. I ain't got no weapons. Curious about weapons. Me too. Yo, Z, is them movies behind you? Yeah, these are movies behind me. This is all my physical media. Well, almost all my physical media. Oh no, I can't get my hype up until I know that they ain't steal that screenplay, because that shit's been done to me before. I don't F with that. I'm okay with movies having similar premises, but theft, nah. I agree. The theft part is messed up. Yes, you're there, Zach, but I think Kenny is frozen. Yeah, something happened to Kenneth. You're good, Zach. Kenny's frozen. Kenny got knocked out. She didn't know he had beef like that. Yeah, so this has been really, really fun, guys. You guys have been really awesome all night, and consistent. I'm gonna stay on for a bit for Q&A. You can ask me about anything, and hopefully maybe Kenny gets back on. I don't know if his internet is messed up. Let's see. I'll tell you what movie not back there. Jurassic Park or Back to the Future. What's going on, man? You switch it up. Movie over Pops. Yeah, man. Damn, you haven't watched my videos in a long time. It's been movies for a while now. But I get it, Kal-El. You're busy. You got a life. You're taking care of people. I understand. I guess I'll promote some stuff that's coming up. I have my tickets to go see The Materialist this Friday, so a review for that movie should be coming out. I'm excited. I wasn't the biggest fan of Celine Song's first film, Past Lives, but I'm still excited. I think that she's a talented filmmaker, so I'm excited to see that and see what she does with these three big stars. I want to go see The Life of Chuck as well with the Mike Flanagan film, because I'm a big fan of him. But I gotta see. I don't know if I can see 2 movies this week. And also How to Train Your Dragon. I'm still debating if I want to check that out. I'm not super excited for How to Train Your Dragon because I haven't seen the animated film, so I have no real attachment to it. But I might try to see if I can figure out and watch that as well. In terms of TV, I'm watching Murderbot, which has been really, really good. If you have Apple TV Plus, I highly suggest checking out Murderbot. And I have overrated directors community video still coming out soon. I have the thumbnail and putting that together. I started rewriting my Lord of the Rings review over, so we'll see if that makes it into existence. And I have a video essay I'm working on that probably might be a little controversial, but I'm excited to get it done because I also want to do different things on my channel and see what you guys like. So I'm working on a video essay about the Harry Potter TV show. And, well, it was inspired by casting of the Harry Potter TV show. And, hey, Kenny's back. And, and I'm working on, I might still do, I have a Last of Us video essay I want to do. I'm still thinking about if I still want to do that since The Last of Us ended so long ago. But I might just do it just so I can get the practice. So that's a couple videos that I have that I'm doing. I had an idea of doing a Anakin Paul Atreides comparison video. But I got to do some more research on that.
That sounds interesting, yo.
Yeah. So I have a bunch of things I want to do. I got to just sit down and get it done.
That's what's up. Let me apologize for calling you a broke boy and saying your internet wasn't working.
You said that? You motherfucker. you lucky you were frozen. I couldn't hear it.
I was talking about. I was like, look at this boy with this frozen internet. It was me the whole time. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Where we at? My bad.
Let's see. He was coming at me about not having Jurassic Park or Back to the Future back here because I haven't seen Back to the Future either. When you DPing up that stream was, I am Kella. I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell this says.
Time out. You haven't seen Back to the Future?
No, I haven't seen Back to the Future. I was never interested. I just wasn't interested as a kid. I'm sorry.
Marty
used to come on TV and I'd change the channel.
Marty McFly? Doc?
I know who that is, but you know what I mean?
Sneakers that tie themselves? Hoverboards? The flux capacitor?
That's probably impressive back then, but it's probably not going to be that impressive for me now.
Look at you.
When you're doing an open link stream again, that was one of the fun streams.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been doing solo streams, so I have no idea. I gotta see. Not How to Train Your Dragon is like you don't want me to resubscribe.
Yo. Wait, you told me that you didn't see How to Train Your Dragon?
I haven't seen the original.
That's a little bit more forgivable. I've seen the first two. I need to see the third one. But yeah, those movies are great though. Phenomenal. Actually, the second one I like better than the first one, which is crazy.
The third one's the best.
Like they just keep getting better. Yeah, that's awesome.
I've been watching, just not really paying attention. I guess my bad, bro. No worries, bro. I'm cool. The studio on Apple TV is really good. I heard that. I want to watch that after I finish Murderbot.
Well. Yep.
You're gonna do a room tour video? There ain't much to tour. I have been a small this is my closet, and that's my bed. There you go. That's my room tour. It ain't much. I got a small ass room. I'm not happy with Harry Potter casting. I think it's way too soon for them to do anything with Harry Potter related. If anything, they should do something that takes place after the movies.
I don't. So here's where I'm at with it. I am open to them telling the story in a more in-depth way with a new cast. Totally open to it if it's good. I mean, I'm open to anything if it's good. I don't care if I think it should exist. Is it good? Am I having a good time? That's all I care about. However, similar to the way I feel about Disney live action movies, the mistake that they're making is retelling the same story that's already been told when they could just tell a new story whether it be prequel, sequel, sidequel, any of those. I think that those types of movies or different interpretations, like I think those types of movies to me have been better. Like Mufasa was actually really good. I actually really enjoyed that. I did not enjoy the one that was ass. People like Maleficent. People like the Cruella movie, right, which is essentially a
Yeah.
prequel. People like the movies that are adjacent but not retelling, right? So actually, I did enjoy Lilo and Stitch, but it probably would have been better if they would have told a different story, right? And in the same way, give me Harry Potter when he's 35 and with his kids and trying to figure out life, and he's still haunted, has PTSD from the whole thing with Voldy, right? So all that type of stuff, right? So I'm open to it, but I do agree. I like ideas of doing before or afters.
Yeah, I think I'm down for the new Harry Potter show. The fact that it's not a restart in movie form and the fact that it's a television show, I'm more open to it because the last Harry Potter movie came out, 12 years ago? Maybe more than that. So it's been such a long time since the original one came out. And they're going to be sticking closer to the details of the book, and the movies left a lot of it out. I don't know if Clay is still in the chat. He's talked to me about a lot of the characters were changed in terms of personality in the movies and ages because everyone was aged up 10, 15 years in the movies because they're all supposed to be in their early 30s in the book. But because they wanted, who plays Snape? What's his name again?
Service Snape?
Yeah. Who's the actor?
Oh, the actor. Gosh. What is his
Forgetting
name?
his name.
Alan Rickman?
Yeah, they wanted Alan Rickman to play Snape so bad they just aged up the characters to match him. So it's gonna be cool to see them younger and how that affects the story, how certain characters and moments that were taken out the book are put into a show and fleshed out, and the brand new characters that they're probably gonna have to make. They're probably gonna make brand new characters as well, and add stories to it that we haven't seen. So I'm excited for a new generation of this, in a different medium. If it was a new Harry Potter movie just starting from scratch, that's where I'm like, all right, way too soon.
Sure.
Okay, he said, okay, I'm resubbing for the Chosen One and Gaib comparison. Nice. Kal-El was speaking Kryptonian on that one. Back to the Future wasn't it. Don't got bodega vibes. Damn, he got some strong opinions. I still can't believe he hasn't seen the Harry Potter trilogy. Oh, I've seen the first 4 film. Goblet of Fire is the 4th film.
Yes.
I believe so. I've seen the first 4 films.
Maybe I think Prisoner of Azkaban might be the. Let's just look before we have the fans cast a spell on us.
Piss us off, yeah.
I've seen all of them. I saw all of them for the first time last Christmas-ish. No, it was last Christmas. Not actually 2 Christmases ago. Harry Potter movie order. Somebody's pissed I said movie order instead of book order. Prison of Azkaban is 3rd. Goblet of Fire is 4th. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I saw up to Goblet of Fire and then I just hopped off the train. Just wasn't holding me.
Originally, I saw 1, 2, and 4, and then never watched it again until, like I said, 2 Christmases ago. But yeah,
Never seen Harry Pothead either. But the thing is, they're not going to be able to tell everything in the book, especially when they get after the 3rd book, because the 4th book is almost 600 pages, and from there it's like 700. Like scripts are like 1,000 pages, right? For TV shows, I'm pretty sure they can fit it in. And obviously, they're not going to tell everything. They're just going to do more than the movie did.
Yeah.
I need Return of Jafar.
That'd be
Yeah, I
interesting.
wonder if they're gonna start doing these sequels that are not like beloved as the originals. I wonder if they'll do those.
Is there anything planned after Lilo and Stitch? Well, the only thing is like Moana, right? For live action.
Yeah, Moana live action, yeah. And Frozen.
I don't think they're going to be doing too much more after that. Actually, no. You know what? Lilo and Stitch just made what, $800 million? They're definitely going to do more after that.
Yeah. They're just gonna pick and choose more. Okay, Zach, did you see what book I'm reading? Load you what it was in the chat. If it wasn't in this chat, no, because I'm paying attention. Damn, I'm speaking Kryptonian. Goblet's the fourth. Nah, Cal, you need to go back to Krypton with your crazy ass. Damn, they out here beefing in the chat. That is hilarious. But yeah, this was really good. I think this is a great place to end. Thank you everyone for being in the live chat. I appreciate you all. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna be talking about in Film Club next week, and you're gonna be seeing slight changes as we go. We're trying to improve the stream, make it more interactive, and make it more visually pleasing at the same time. Everybody give a shout out to Kenny Sparks, because he's always the guy that figures this stuff out. I'm like, hey Kenny, how do we do this? And then he figures it out for me.
I do what I can.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm the reason why the stream was an hour late, so you guys can blame that on me.
Don't worry about it. It ended up being better because it was an hour late. If we would have started at the time, it would have been a little bit more chaotic and not as structured. But yeah, guys, you guys have a good night. We'll see you next time. We appreciate you all. All subscribe to each other, and let's keep building this community together. This is fun.